So this is the Angry Birds project. So how it works, you get your bird here, or alien in this case, you fling him at an obstacle, obstacles are destroyed. When the alien stops rolling, you get another go. When all the enemy aliens have been destroyed, it's pretty much game over and the game starts again. So this update, when you press the space bar, it spawns 2 more aliens on the scene, like so. And they help you to defeat all the obstacles. So that's pretty much what the change is. I've added a couple of bits where if you hit the ground, you can no longer spawn the aliens. When all the aliens stop, it carries on as normal, victory, or you get to try again, etc. So that's pretty much the update. So let's take a look at the code and how we actually did this. So let's take a look at the code and see what we did to implement those changes. So the first off, we have a reference to 1 alien in our alien launch maker LUA here. I've changed this to a table. Then if you press the space bar, you can have 2 more aliens, 5 more aliens. It's really expandable. So I used a table here rather than a reference to 3 kind of static aliens. Yeah, I thought that would be more implementable later. The next thing, a flag here can spawn more aliens. So when, again, if we hit the ground or an obstacle, we don't want to spawn more aliens. So that's really what that flag is for there. In the update function, this is pretty much the same as normal here. When the mouse is released, we create an alien as before. But instead of setting the alien reference, I'm just inserting it into the table we've made here. So that's our initial alien here, and when this happens, our table will have 1 alien inside it. So if we're not in a launching state, so that's this else if here, which is the part I've added. So if we're not launching and we've pressed the space bar and we can also spawn more aliens, we're going to add some aliens into the scene, and this is the function I've created right here. Once we've added these aliens, we want to set our flag to false so we can't endlessly spawn more aliens. So this function, really expandable. You can change this to 5, you can change it to 10, you can pass in a parameter. It's really up to you. That's why I did it this way. So when we create this aliens, we want to get the X and Y coordinates of our first alien, because when we press the space bar, we want 2 more aliens to appear next to the alien which is already being flung. So so the X and Y of that alien will change as it's being flung. So we want to get the X and Y of that first alien, which is what this line does here. When we create an alien, we pass these coordinates into the constructor. So that's slightly different from our initial alien. And I'm just using a modulus here. So when we're creating our first alien, we're just going to do a multiplier by 7, and on the next iteration of the loop, it's going to do a multiplier of 2. Now the first alien, it uses a multiplier of 10, I believe, on the y-axis right here. So it does 10, 10. So by doing a multiplier of 7 on the y and 2 on the y, it changes the sort of y projection of the alien. So this one of these will go above our initial alien and the other one below. So that's the only difference here. We're setting up the restitution, the bounciness and dampening as before, and then we're going to insert each of those aliens into our aliens table. Very easy. The last thing I did, when we render the aliens, we're just looping through the table and rendering each alien. So that's everything I did in Alien Launch Maker. In the level itself, I've made a couple changes to sort of tie that all together. If there's a collision between the obstacle and a player, I'm setting my flag to false, because when we've hit an obstacle, we don't want to spawn more aliens. So we're just setting that flag. And again, that belongs to the Launch Maker object, which is just our Alien Launch Maker here. If there's a collision between an obstacle and an enemy alien, we don't really care about that. We don't want to set that to false. if there's a collision between us and an enemy alien, again we want to set that to false. We don't want to spawn more aliens after we've hit an enemy alien. This part's optional. I put it in, you can take it out, it really doesn't matter. If we've hit the ground, we don't want to spawn more aliens. That's really up to you. So that's really where I've typed my flag into there. And there is one more section of interest, which is this piece right here. So if we've launched an alien, we want to make sure that when our alien is stopped, we either show the victory screen or allow the player to launch again. But now we have more aliens on the scene, we need to cater for this. So what we're going to do now is loop through all the aliens in our sort of aliens table, which is what we made here. And we're getting the X and Y position of the alien and the velocity just like before. But what I've done here, I've reversed the logic that was provided and added something else. So if we have 3 aliens on the screen, because we've spawned 2 more, say 2 of them are on the screen but 1 is gone way out of the screen. It only makes sense to show the victory screen or allow the player to go again when the aliens on the screen have stopped moving. If everything on the screen is still but one off the screen is moving, it's a bit confusing to the user. So I've added this portion here to the code. I only want to be concerned when an alien is on the screen. So I've added this piece just to bound it on the screen. This logic was sort of here before, and I've just increased this from, I think it was 1.5 before to 5, so that the aliens are rolling a bit more before we can go again, because it's kind of painfully slow watching the aliens come to a halt. So I've just increased that value. And again, I've reversed the logic here, because what I'm doing here, I'm saying all aliens have stopped, but if any alien is moving, then I'm setting this to false. So innocent until proven guilty, so I had to reverse the logic here to make that work. If all aliens are stopped, then we're just looping through the alien table again, destroying the body of the alien, which in turn destroys all the fixtures associated. Box2D handles this automatically. We're creating a whole new alien launch maker once we do this. This was already here, but it just shows you that you don't need to empty your table of aliens that you've created, because we're using a whole new launch marker all over again, and just changing the state machine to start and going again. That's pretty much all the changes. It was a pretty quick project, but again it just introduces you to Box2D and you kind of get to grips with that. But they're the changes I made to spawn 2 more aliens. So I hope you're doing well with your project. Thanks for watching.